All is not finished in the unseen's decree. A mind beyond our mind demands our ken. A life of unimagined harmony awaits, concealed the grasp of unborn men. The crude beginnings of the lifeless earth and mindless stirrings of the plant and tree prepared our thought for a godlike birth, broadens the mold of our mortality, a might no human will or force could gain, a knowledge seated in eternity, a joy beyond our struggle and our pain, is this earth-hampered creature's destiny. O thou who climbest to mind from the dull stone, turn to the miracled summits, yet unwon. There are 3 stages of progress. The first is to become an individual. The second is to consecrate the individual, that he may surrender entirely to the divine and be identified with him. And the third is that the divine takes possession of this individual and changes him into a being in his own image. That is, he too becomes divine.
Life upon earth is made to be a field for progress. And if we progress to the maximum, we draw the maximum benefit from our life upon earth. There is not a minute in life, there is not a circumstance in one's existence that cannot bring an opportunity for progress. If you said to yourself, we want to be as perfect instruments as possible to express the divine will in the world, then for this instrument to be perfect, it must be cultivated, educated, trained. It must not be left like a shapeless piece of stone. When you want to build with a stone, you chisel it. When you want to make a formless block into a beautiful diamond, you chisel it. Well, it is the same thing. When, with your brain and body, you want to make a beautiful instrument for the divine, you must cultivate it, sharpen it, refine it, complete what is missing, perfect what is there. There must be an aspiration for progress, not to be satisfied with what one is, how one is, what one does, what one knows or thinks one knows, but to have a constant aspiration for something more, something better, for a greater light, a vaster consciousness, a truer truth, and a more universal goodness. And over and above all this, a good will which never fails. As for the question of what is necessary for progress, in an evolving world, everything is necessarily a help to progress. But individual progress extends over a considerable number of lives, and through innumerable experiences, it cannot be judged on the basis of a single life between birth and death. We have to have the faith that in spite of our ignorance and errors and weaknesses, and in spite of the attacks of hostile forces, and in spite of any immediate appearance of failure, the divine will is leading us through every circumstance towards the final realization. This faith will give us equanimity. It is a faith that accepts what happens, not definitively, but as something that has to be gone through on the way. Progress may be slow, falls may be frequent, but if a courageous will is maintained, one is sure to triumph someday and see all difficulties melt and vanish before the radiant consciousness of truth. As with everything in yoga, the effort for progress must be made for the love of the effort for progress, the joy of effort. The aspiration for progress must be enough in themselves, quite independent of the result. Everything one does in yoga must be done for the joy of doing it and not in view of the result one wants to obtain. Indeed, in life, always, in all things, the result does not belong to us. And if we want to keep the right attitude, we must act, feel, think, strive spontaneously, for that is what we must do, and not in view of the result to be obtained. Try to enjoy doing everything you do. When you are interested in what you do, you enjoy doing it. To be interested in what you do, you must try to do it better and better. There is no end to progress, and every day one can learn to do better what one does. In progress lies true joy. Open yourself more and more to the Divine's force, and your work will progress steadily towards perfection. Give up all personal seeking for comfort, satisfaction, enjoyment, or happiness. Be only a burning fire for progress. Take whatever comes to you as an aid to your progress, and immediately make whatever progress is required. Let us keep flaming in our heart the fire of progress.